Next up, brain health. This is a very powerful rodent study that showed that hydrogen neutralized and almost completely reversed a specific type of fetal brain damage. Of course, before we go any further, I have to read this disclaimer. This webinar represents my best attempts at explaining scientific studies about hydrogen and its potential use as a therapeutic agent. The content here should not be taken as medical or health advice. It is only for informational purposes. Now, this is a study in rats. I want to point that out, not humans. Most of these studies are animal studies, but they're still. I think the principles can still stand. When the mother is delivering the baby, sometimes you have an IR injury, and that's just an issue with blood flow, perhaps. But that can cause a lot of brain damage to the infant, which is obviously very sad. So look at these graphs. Here we have the sham, which is where the delivery went perfectly. Everything was totally fine. The degenerated cells percentage was very low, right under 3% perhaps. And then you have the IR injury, where you'll notice the percentage of cell damage was very high, nearing 35% on CA1 and CA3. But what happened when the mother drank hydrogen-rich water and then the IR injury was given? It made it look as though the IR injury never actually happened. Maybe because hydrogen gas is so small, it can penetrate the placenta and enter the fetus's circulatory system. Remarkable. Now, molecular hydrogen in drinking water protects neurodegenerative changes induced by traumatic brain injury. This is from the University of Washington and Wisconsin, and incredibly advanced study and almost difficult to believe, but they found that hydrogen gas can really protect the mitochondria and the ATP production in the brain, and they suggest that hydrogen gas could actually increase ATP levels via what's called the Jagendorf reaction. Here, hydrogen-rich water protects against brain injury in rats by regulating calcium buffering proteins. Hydrogen gas is a very neuroprotective, and in many ways that we never would have guessed. Okay, this one's awesome, and it's a mouthful, so I'll translate. Hydrogen-rich water improves neurological function through the attenuation of the blood-brain barrier disruption in spontaneously hypersensitive stroke-prone rats. Now, this may be one of the reasons why hydrogen gas is so effective. It can help attenuate the blood-brain barrier. And we know that's a big deal. We have a disruption in the blood-brain barrier via hypertension or drugs or many other things, and hydrogen gases seems may be able to ameliorate some of those consequences.